if you're ready, just go to your browser and I'll quickly bring this guy closer. Just type Python. You can see Python, www.python.org. Just click on Welcome to Python, and it's gonna move you there. It's very fast and it's not worse. Okay, guys, here we are. This is Python home. Okay, so you quickly go over to downloads. You can see, click on downloads, and it will immediately open. Okay, it's open already. So we can see download the latest versions for Windows. In case you're Windows, you can see I will have Python 3.52 and have Python 2.7.12. I will quickly click on download 3.52 because that should be the latest version, and that's what I need. And my download has immediately started. You can see it's downloading, and here the background. I don't need to waste time again because very soon it will be done and we'll kick off. Okay, guys, our Python has downloaded, and you can see Python 3.52. Just double click on this guy. I believe you know how to install these guys on your system. You can come over here, and I've already installed this. I don't need to install it again because I can see modify, repair, and uninstall. So just click on it and it will install immediately. Yes. Yeah, I want to cancel this guy. Okay. So in case you've installed it, go over here and click on your computer. I'm using Windows 10. So go to all programs and scroll down to all programs and go to P, and you're gonna see Python there. So we are there. So this is Python. You click. Okay, this is what we need. The idle Python 3.5. Just click on the idle and it's gonna open. I don't need this guy. Close this guy. Okay, so you can see Python 3.5.2 shell. So this is where we're going to write our programs, and the next tutorial we will be writing our first Python program. Okay, so see the next tutorial. We'll do something very awesome, very cool, and very interesting. And guys, you're going to enjoy it so much. Thank you, and see the next tutorial. So welcome to your first program in Python. So hello world is the first Python code, and just click enter. And this is where we are. Okay, it's the basics in every programming language. First of all, you say hello to the world because you are beginning to program, and what you're working on is what the world is gonna use. Okay, so next thing we need to do is to introduce you to some of the things you need to know in programming. Like you can just say 5 plus 8. I'm gonna give you 13. So it's very easy. Okay, you can say 6 divided by 2. It's gonna give you 3.0. So what if you say 8 minus 7, it's going to give you 1. And can you see it's very easy in Python, guys? Just like you are writing without coding anything. So you can say, what again do we need? If you need a decimal point here, like 4 divided by 3 should give you 1.33. Okay, you can see I get a decimal point here. And what if you need 4 modulus 3? Click on this, and you can see you just get the 1. Okay, guys, I hope this is very awesome. It's looking very sweet. Okay, and what if someone need an input from someone? You can say maybe enter your name. I'll put this in. Okay. Enter your name. And someone will just enter his name. But here, you're not getting any name here. I'm going to take you how to get name with this. And what if you say, you can assign the variables x equal to 6, x equal to 6. I can come down here and say y is equal to 5, and next you say y plus x is equal to 11. So you can see it's very cool, very awesome, and very interesting as well. I hope this is making sense. Now I'm going to take you step by step on things you're going to do So you can get acquainted with them and see how easy it is to work with all these guys. Okay, so we can say input, enter your name, we can say enter your name, okay, we are done. So enter, I'm gonna put my name, I didn't give space to that, guys, George, so I'm gonna do that again, input, enter your name, okay, error syntax, I don't need to put that guy there. Remember, we've not gone into the main code. I'm just telling you some of the things you need to know. Enter your name, so it's better I give a space so that they will not be together anymore. Okay, you can see that. And I'm gonna say George Steve, enter. So it prints my name, George Steve. So guys, there are lots of things we're gonna do here, and you're going to enjoy it so much. Okay, and if I say, what again do we need? Okay, we're going to go proper into this and take them step by step, because it just look like we are playing here. Okay, and you need them, because these are the basic things you need to know before we can kick off with the main tutorial. If this can stick to your memory, I believe it will go a long way to help us to work with our Pythons, and it's going to go a long way. Okay, guys, see you in the next tutorial. We'll be doing something very awesome. We'll be taking the step by step and getting deep and deep into Python. Okay, so these are the basics, the things I want you to know before we can go over to the main tutorial. So thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial. So welcome to your fourth Python tutorial. Today we'll be looking at how to save your project in Python. It's very, very important, okay, because if you don't know how to save your project in Python, I'm sorry, you can't retrieve that project again. Here we are just working here, and we are just typing anything on this platform, but I want something that we will need so that in future we can be able to retrieve it. So if you want to do that, go ahead and click File. Go ahead and click New File, but I will not click it yet because I want to explain something. For guys who are using version 2, you have to see something here. We don't have anything like new window here. What we have is new file. So if you're using version 2, you're going to see new window. It's just the same thing with new file. I will go ahead and click new file. Okay, so this is what I see here. And guys who are using version 2, you're going to see new window, and when you click it, you're going to see this kind of file, and your icon here is red, and the icon here also is red, but our icon here is the Python symbol. Okay, so they are all the same thing, and they do the same work. What I need to do now is that I will go over here and do what? Click File, and here I'm going to click Save As. If I go to Save As, I'll go to my desktop. I'm going to look for Python programs where I created a folder. I'm going to click on this, and here I'm going to write this as a project.py. So .py means Python. So always save your project with a file extension py. Is very important, and if you fail to save that in version 3, you can still retrieve it because it will automatically give you the file extension. So I'll go ahead and click Save, and this is my project.py. Now let's execute our first project here, hello world. I'm gonna print hello world, and I'm gonna close this. Some of us were asking, why am I putting parentheses in my design or in my program? If you're using version 2, I'm sorry, you don't need these parentheses in version 2. I'm gonna remove it to show you what is gonna happen in case if you don't put it in version 3. Okay, so if you're running version 2, you don't need this, and if you look at your print is gonna be yellow. It's going to be in yellow background, and the characters will be there, yellow, and you don't need anything like parentheses here. But for guys who are running version 3 and above, you must put parentheses. Okay, now I'm going to put back my parentheses, and after I'm going to remove it to show us the effect of not putting that in version 3. Now, what I need to do is, I'll go back to File and do what? Save this project again. If I save the project, I go to Run and click Run. So I have my hello world printed here. So I'm going to drag this guy by the side. So this is hello world. Now, for guys who are using version 2, if you remove this in version 3, I'm sorry, you're going to encounter a problem. Go back and save this project and run this project. Run module. You can see I have a syntax error here. And what does it say? Missing parentheses in call to print. I'm going to remove this guy. So for guys who are using version 2, I'm sorry, and it's less stressful in version 2. But here in version 3, you must put your parentheses to show that you want to print. Okay, and what if you don't save your project? Maybe I say hello world George, and if I go ahead to run this project, I'm going to encounter error as well. Why? Because you need to always save your project. If I go over here and click Run Module, I also have a problem here, and what does it say? It says save before run, source must be saved. Okay, to run. Okay, this is the problem we are facing in Python, and that is what you must always save your project before you can be able to run it. Okay, now this project is not going to print because there's no parentheses. I'll go ahead and put my parentheses and go over here and close it. Okay, now I've done this. I have to save it again. You keep saving and you keep saving. Wow. Run. Hello world George. So you can see this, very easy and straightforward. Now let's go to the folder where we save this. I have my Python. I'm gonna click Python open, and if I should, maybe in future I want to open this project, if I click this, it will just come on and go. Why? Because I'm gonna close this guy again, close this guy, come back. What I ask this guy to do is just print hello world and go off. If I want to keep it so it will remain there anytime I need it, it will show me hello world and stay there until I close the window, I need to put input press enter. Okay, I'm gonna close this guy, and now I'll go back and save. If I save this, I'm going to run it. Hello world George, press enter. Now let's go back to the file and click Python open. Now this guy comes, so click project. You can see my project, hello world George, press enter. So I will be using enter to hold this guy and keep it so that in future we can be able to retrieve our project and see what we've done so far. If you remove this guy or if you click enter, it's going to vanish. Let's click enter, boom, it's gone. You can see that is what is happening to the guy there. So always use press enter to keep your project. In future you can be able to view it again, but if you remove that, I'm sorry, it will always vanish into the thin air, because what you say is just give me hello world George and go off, and that is what it's doing. So guys, this is all about how to save your project in Python, and it's very interesting. I hope you gathered much experience from here, and I hope you learned something today. In case if you don't understand anything, box me, I'm going to respond back to you as soon as possible. So welcome back to another tutorial on Python, and here we're looking at simple calculations in Python. Okay, so you can say using Python as calculator. So most of the calculations we have in Python, we've looked at them before, but here we're looking at them serially and orderly. So I'm going to say print. First of all, I'm looking at addition. Print 14 plus 10. So if I do this, I'll go back here and save. If I save this guy, I'll come back here and run this as a module. You can see 24. But don't ever fail to put print. If you don't put print, you are code will not be executed. And if it will be executed but you not see anything, let me remove this print and see you and tell you the effect of it. I'm gonna click on save, and I'm gonna go back to run and run this module. You see, it's executed but nothing was printed. So always put print so that you can be able to see what you're doing. All right, so now I'll go back here and do most of my stuff here. So I have another one, that is addition, that is 14 plus 10, click enter, I have 24. And for minus, I say 30 minus 17, click enter, I have 13. If I need multiplication, 20 multiply by 2, click enter, I have 40. And division is what? 56 divided by 8, I have 7.0. And if I need 8 divided by 56, what did I click enter immediately. 8 divided by 56. So I have a decimal number. In case you guys are using version, if you're using version 2 and below, you're not going to have this this decimal number given to you. Okay, but for guys who are using version 3.5.2, you don't need to bother yourself inputting floats. Okay, because if you need this to be printed in version 2, you need to put float to show the decimal number. But for guys who are using version 3.5.2 and above, or version 3 anywhere, you don't need to put any floats. Just click and you're going to get your decimal number. Okay, so the next one is modulus. Say 8 modulus 56. Click, you still get your remainder. So guys, what of our exponent? Maybe you want 2 raised to power 10. How do you get that in Python? 2, put double multiplication, 2 raised to power 10, click enter, 1024. And if you need 3 raised to power 3, 3 raised to power 3, 27. So this is how we use exponents here. And next one is the floor division. How do you use floor division in mathematics? It's very important, and most of us might say how. If I go ahead and type floor or if I go ahead and say 8 divide or 8 floor 5, click, it gives me 16. So, but for guys who are using version 2 points and below, you're going to import mass function before this can be able to work for you. Okay, you're going to import mass function. So we'll still look at how to import mass function and how these guys work. Then let's look at the built-in functions in Python. We have hex. Let's look at hexadecimal number of 1024. Click enter. You can see this is a hexadecimal number of 1024. One of the binary, you have the binary, the bin of 1024. You click enter. This is the binary of 1024. See guys, Python is very sweet, okay? It's very interesting, man. So one of expressions, you can use expressions like let's say 10.24 plus 5 or divide by 7. Click enter. Guys, it's very amazing, okay? Python can be able to do all these expressions with ease. Alright? Also remember that I can copy this and still go back. Let me copy this guy and still go back here. Well, for guys who might be asking, is this possible to be done here? Just put your print and put your semicolon. Put this guy inside. You are good to go. You save. Go to run and click. You can see this is the answer. So let me extend this guy down because we still need it to do something here. I can still put something like 2 multiply 3 divided by 2. If I click, Oh, I've just pasted this guy again. So this is 3.0. Guys, these are some of the mathematical calculations you can do with Python. You can see it's very interesting, very cool, and very awesome. So see you in the next tutorial. We'll do something very interesting again. Welcome back again to another Python tutorial. So we are still on a new Python tutorial. And what are we doing today? We are working on variables. How to use variables in our Python? It's very easy, guys. Let's say I have a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 4. So I can be able to say a plus b is equal to 9. I hope that is cool. And I can be able to say a minus b is equal to 1. I can as well say a divided by b is equal to 1.25 and b divided by a is equal to 0.8. I can as well say a raised to power of 2 equal to 25. Okay, I hope this is cool and it's very interesting. I can say a raised to power 3 plus b raised to power 2 is still give me 141. All right, and I can still check my boring algebra and say a greater than b, true, because a is what? 5 and b is what? 4. If I say b or a less than b, click false. I have to point out that there are some reserved keywords in Python you don't have to use, okay, for your variable names, because I can say my variable name George is equal to 45, and I can say Steve is equal to let's say 10. I can say George plus Steve is equal to 55. Now George minus Steve, can you see this? I want to point this out now. I put George minus Steve, and this Steve is what? Small letter, and here the Steve here I have is what? Capital letter. So Python is very case sensitive. Anytime you use something that is not the same, it's not going to work out for you. Okay, if I say George is equal to, or George plus Steve, so you can see that the G here is a small letter and the G here is a capital letter. If I click enter, I'm still gonna have an error. So guys, you should be very careful. Okay, some reserved keywords in Python which you can use as your variable names are and, as, no, this is not else if in Python. This else if, print, raise. All these are not together. You can specify them by putting commas. We have else, you have in, you have return. There are too many, so go and make some research and check which one you are meant to use and which one you're not meant to use. Okay, you don't need to, you're not authorized to use all these reserved keywords because they are not for variable names. Whenever we come to use them, I will let you know, and you know how and why you're using them. So let's return to our guy where we are before. So this is where we are, guys. So we are done with variables in Python and try to play around with them. It's very interesting playing with Python, man. That's why I came to understand computer programming, and that's why I'm like a genius in computer programming. I'm not a genius, guys. Don't mind me, okay? But that's what makes me good in computer programming, because I'm playing with Python as if I'm just typing. I'm not even writing codes. To me, I'm not writing codes. Okay? Welcome back to another Python tutorial. So here we're looking at some mathematical functions, and we'll quickly go over to them and explain what they are. Some mathematical functions like pi, square roots, sines, cosines, they're all present in Python, okay? Or they are variable for use. For you to be able to use them, you need to import them from the mass module. And how do you do that? You can say from, is that my from mass import, put a asterisk at the end. So we can have sine, built-in function, you have cos, built-in function, you have pi, this is the value of pi, you have square roots, built-in function. So you can see these guys, they're very fine and are very cool. Remember, you can continue to use your project here and use print. I'm not going to do this, because if I should be doing this, I have to be saving my project every time. Okay, so what I would advise you to always run your project here and save, so that in future you can always make a reference and they're going to enjoy it. Okay, so it's very easy. So if I want to check sine 90, let's check sine 90. So this is my sine 90. And what if I want to check cos 90? I'm going to check cos 90. This cos 90. And if we want to check square root of 81, click square root of 81. And what if I'm going to check pi multiply by cos 45? Syntax error. What happened, guys? Pi, and left this guy open, I didn't close it. Multiply by cos 45. So it's cool. Invalid syntax. I hate seeing these guys whenever I'm programming. I don't like it at all. I hate making mistakes, and I don't know why. And whenever you don't want to make mistakes, that is when you're making mistakes. So I have learned to relax my mind, and that is the first thing you have to do if you're a programmer, because most of us as programmers don't like making mistakes, and that moment we don't want to make mistakes, that is time we keep making mistakes, one hell of mistakes or the other. Now let's do a simple mathematical calculation that is going to calculate the perimeter of a circle, and that is very cool. So let me say diameter is equal to 10, and the perimeter is equal to 2 multiply pi, check for the formula, and you know if we are correct, times the diameter. Now the perimeter is equal to 62.83. So guys, it's very cool. Okay, so these are mathematical functions we have. They are very interesting. They're very interesting, and I hope you enjoyed it. So see you in the next tutorial. I will do something very awesome again, very cool and very amazing, because most people are like, wow, so programming is just very easy like this. Yes, it's very easy this way using Python, and I hope it's all in Python, that it will work just straightforward without coding much. So thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. I will do something very cool again, very awesome and very interesting again. Many times you might want to collect inputs from a user and display it on the screen, maybe the name, the age, everything. How do we do that? That is very important. So let's go ahead and create a variable and say a is equal to input, and this input is gonna be, let's put a string value first, enter name. So this guy enters name, and here let's close this guy here, and I'm gonna go back and say print. Let me put a string, so we're going to welcome the guy, say hello or welcome plus a, close this guy. So if you're using version 2, just go over here and put raw. I'm saying this in case if someone is in version 2 and they are just following on this tutorial, I will not going to allow you to miss out of what you are doing. So just put raw input here, so it's gonna work for you. But in case if you're using version 3.0 and above and 3.5.2 as I'm doing right now. You don't need this raw input. Again, remove it. And if you're using version 2, remove this parentheses. You don't need them. But for guys who are using version 3.0 and above and version 3.5.2 currently, leave this tutorial. This guy as it is, it's gonna work fine. This is the way it should be. So if you've done this, go to files immediately and go ahead and click save, and go right here, go ahead and click run model. So enter name. I'm gonna enter my name, Judge Steve. I'm gonna click enter. Welcome, Judge Steve. Okay, so you can collect body age. Let's say I'm gonna copy this, copy and paste, and paste, and paste. Okay, enter age, and I'm gonna say your age is, I'll say your city is, I say enter city, and here I'm gonna say enter phone number. Here I'm gonna say your number is, or your phone number is. So but you need to change all these guys, like B, change this guy to C, change this guy to D. So come back here, change B, change C, and you change your D. So guys, let's print this guy out and see what we're going to get. Go ahead and click save, and go ahead and click run model. First, enter your name. Say my name is George. Oh my god, well, do I need this always? I don't need to put my name. Why am I writing capital letter here? Yeah. Welcome, Judge Steve. Oh wow, man, this program is very cool. Your age? Okay, I'm just 24. Your age is 24. Yes. City? Let me say my city is Anambra. I'm gonna say Anambra State. Oh, let me put my city guy. I think I love this city guy. Ibuku. Oh, my phone number is not displayed because I double click 2 times and it's not gonna work any longer. Okay, so what I need to do is to go right here and run this program again. So if I run it again, it's going to start afresh. And here I'm gonna put back my numbers again, my credentials and everything. I'm gonna say George, your age 24, city, and your phone number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's my phone number. So your phone number is this, and I'm done. So thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. We'll do something very cool, very amazing, and very interesting as well. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorial. We'll come back to another Python tutorial. So here we're looking at variables and objects. Yes, we've done variables before, if you can't remember, but now we're looking at variables and objects. Okay, so in Python, values are stored in objects. So if we say let's say I want to generate, now my guy, why do you always come up? So I just want to generate this guy because I want to use it. So if we say like a is equal to 10 or 10.2, a new object a is created as we have given it a floating point 10.2. The object is of a type floating point. If we had made this a equal to 10, it will be an integer object, but now is what? With this dot, it is what? A floating point object. In other programming languages, values are stored in variables. This is not exactly the same as an object. As an object, or object has methods. That means functions that belong to the object. For this beginner's course, the difference is not important because we will still look at it. Okay? So now, the most important thing to begin with are to know what the object types you have, because they're very important. We have integer types, and some of the integers are like a is equal to 8. This is an integer value. And floating point values, if I say d is equal to 8 point anything or 8.0, this is a floating point value. And we have a complex value. A complex value is, let's say, b is equal to 5 plus 10, maybe 10k. So this is a complex value. Okay, I say c is equal to complex 3 and 5. So this is a complex value. You still know how to use all these values. We have a char, or is a single byte character. The char is for writing string values. If I say a is equal to a, this a, I'm giving this value of a to store in this object. Okay, this is a string value, and a can be equal to this. You can store anything. I say you can type anything, and this is a string value. So this is a character. So characters, the difference between a character and string values is that character is just a one number. Let's look at string and see what we have. If I have g is equal to, I'm going to type lots of things inside here. These are a list of characters. So we can type as many as we want. The list of characters. So I hope this can help us to understand more about variables and objects. So the objects we have are int, the integers. You can call them with a class type, int. We have floats. We have complex. We have character. We have string. So these are the objects we have, and you can use variables to name them anything you want. You can say class int, class float, class complex, built-in functions, char, and class string. So all these guys are built-in functions. We need them anytime we need them, we get them. Okay, so we have variables like any name, even a name of a person, animal, place, or things. You can use anything. You can use a noun or anything, or even an adverb or adjective or preposition as a variable to store names and later retrieve them back. I hope that string variables might not be a problem to you, but understanding the data types or the objects or the object types, as I may say, might be something that we need to work more on so we can understand them very fine and very well. So see the next tutorial. We'll be doing a tutorial. We'll be writing a simple code where we can be able to use these guys and do some things that are also very cool, very interesting as well. So see you there, and have a nice day. Welcome back to another awesome tutorial on Python, and here we're looking at something very cool, and that is what comments. What are comments and why they're necessary in programming? So in programming we need to comment because if you're writing if you're working in a very big company and you have some employees and or your co-workers and your guys are writing what very big code, you need to put comments so that when you're not around, someone else can maintain the code. and someone else can understand what you're talking about. That's why we use comments always in programming. And what do we use comments? We introduce in Python, we use an hashtag. So once we send an hashtag, that means it's a comment, and anything that follows it is ignored and can never be printed. Computer doesn't work with comments. It's there for just for the programmers alone, and not for the computer. Computer just executes what it asks you to execute and ignores your comments. Let's say this is a comment, and down here I'm gonna print something. I'm gonna say enter your name here. Okay, and down here I'm gonna say, okay, this is okay. I don't need to do much thing. Go over here and save. You save, you go down here and run. Boom. Enter your name. You can see my comment is not printed because it's not part of the program. Okay, so comment is just for me alone and just for the programmers to understand what they're doing. Let's say you are writing a program without a comment. In next 2 years or 3 years to come, you might not understand what each line of the code is doing again. But if you put comments, you can easily understand what the codes are doing. Let's say if I keep moving here and I put an hashtag and say this line is for the age, but you don't need to be putting comments in every of your programming, because if I say comments, some people will be doing one line, one comment, one line, one comment. This is just for practical sorry, for the tutorial purpose. Okay, that's why I'm just putting one line, one comment. Don't ever try it, because when comments fill your programs, guys, it becomes a childish guy, childish stuff. Okay, and your college just will be annoyed, very annoyed with you. You don't need to fill your programming your code with comments. If comments is full everywhere, guys, it's annoying. But you cannot write a code without a comment. It's impossible. And you cannot fill your code with comments. That is next thing. So you should be mindful of where to use comments as well. Okay, let's say if I come down here and say input, I say what is your age? Okay, what is your age? I come down here and save. So at this point, what I just did, guys, I created another stuff. Go right here and run this guy. Okay, what is your age? And I say this. Okay, so I don't want to print my age. That's why I didn't put print anything. So now comments is not a must that is going to be before a line. You can come down here and also put a comment. So this cannot be printed. Anything here cannot be printed. Let's try and see. Save and run. Why am I doing this, guy? Come on, I don't need you. Run. You see? And nothing is printed. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you put a comment, but what it means is that once an hashtag is placed, anything after that is a comment. Okay, so that is why you can't see it. You can place a comment anywhere and yet it will not be printed. So guys, this is all about comments, and try as much as possible to play around with it and not ever fail to write a very big bunch of code without a comment, and don't ever fill your whole code with comments as well. So thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial. Okay guys, I will come back to another awesome tutorial on Python, and so this time around we'll be looking at input with data conversions. Remember that whenever we say input and we put something here, enter your name. So anytime we run this guy, what we get is a string value. You can see it's just a string value. Okay, so now what we need now is, what if you need a number? You need a data conversion that will move this string value to a what? And to convert it either to integer or to float, depending on what we want. So right now, we want to look at how to do that. Okay, so I will come over here. I'm going to remove this guy. So I'm going to say A is equal to int input, and here I'm going to say enter an integer okay, enter an integer, and I have another one, B equal to float input. I want to say enter a float. Okay, enter a float. So try as much as possible to put your quotation marks here. Now I want to print these guys, so I'm going to print A and B. I want to print A and B. I'll go over here and save my file. I said I wouldn't be running on this guy again. I don't know why I came over to this place. Enter an integer 6. Enter a float 8.9. So 6, 8.9. So this guy goes. If you want to do it one by one, you can do this and say print A. So let's save again and let's run. Enter an integer. Let's put something that is not an integer R. You see, this is not an integer and it throws an error because remember what we put there is what? Int. So I want to remove this guy and run this again. Enter an integer. Let's put another one, 4.3. Is this an integer? Let's check. You can see it's not an integer, and we're having an error until we put an integer. Let's run this guy again. Come on, why is this getting very slow? Enter an integer 6. You can see 6. Enter a float. 6.0 is a float. You can see that. So this is a data conversion. Now let's modify our program to calculate the area of circle again, so we can input the diameter. I'm going to close this because in the last one we are not the ones that put the diameter, we just typed it into the program and it was able to give out. And now we want a user to put the diameter. So I'm going to import my mass from mass import, exteris, you come down, I'll say diameter D is equal to float, input. So I need this diameter from a user. I want to say diameter. I want to say enter diameter. Okay. So the user is going to give me this, and I'm going to calculate. Say area is equal to pi multiply d raised to power 2 divided by 4. So print area is equal to A. So let's hit enter and go and save. We save, we run. So diameter 5, hit enter. So area is equal to 19 points. So blah 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 blah. So guys, you can see how cool it is and how interesting it is as well. So play around with it, try more examples, convert from char, convert to int, and convert to anything you want to convert to. Okay, it's very interesting and very awesome. So see you in the next tutorial. We'll be doing something very cool again, very amazing and very interesting as well. Welcome back to another awesome tutorial on Python, and I want to know how you're coding. So how is everything moving? I hope you've tried all the ones we've done in the previous tutorial, because these are very easy to follow. They're not much, and it's not like other programming languages you have to code too much. So here is straightforward. So I hope you practiced everything you've done so far. If you've not done that, after this, try to as much as possible to practice, because what makes you perfect is worth practicing, and that is the only thing you need in this tutorial. So now we're coming over to what's called testing conditions, and we want to test with else if, and else. So now maybe I'll come up with example. I need to create a password, and in that password, what I need is that if you put the right password, you'll be given access granted, and if you didn't put the right password, nothing happens. So let's use an if statement and do that. And let me say A is equal to input. I'm gonna say enter password. I'm gonna check the password you put. If A is equal to, so the password name is George. That is the password name. I put apostrophe at the end, so it's gonna print welcome. Welcome George, in case you get it right. So I'm gonna check this. Let's go ahead and save. Let's go over here and run this guy. Go ahead and click module, and this is what I have. Enter password. I'm gonna first of all try password that is not correct. It says Steve. I click, nothing happens. I go over here and enter again. Let's say Steve. Click, nothing happened. Let's put another password, and let's say George. Okay, you click welcome George. Can you see that? So I just created a simple password, start with George, and if I get the right password, judge will be executed, else nothing happens. Now, what if I put the wrong password? Something should occur, because it's not good the way it is printing only welcome judge, and when you put the wrong password, it should tell you that the password is incorrect. So that is when we come up with what is called else statement. Alright, so writing with else statement. Let's introduce say else. When someone puts this, print, let's say incorrect password. Okay, I hope this is okay. Now let's go ahead and save this guy again, save, and then let's go here and run this module. So let me put Steve, incorrect password, and we'll put GSteve. Come on, I have not run this. So I run this guy again, and what I have is GSteve, incorrect password. And whenever I put judge, I have never run, and I always do what? Let me run this guy again. Okay. When you put Steve, incorrect password, you run this guy again. GSteve, incorrect password. Now let's run again. Judge, welcome judge. So you can see we use else, and we're able to like make it more interactive and more intelligent. Someone say, oh, I've missed my password. So it is possible to test more conditions using elif. How do we do that? Here we use only else if or if else. We're going to use what is called elif. Alright? So once we put else, everything is done. We are no more printing any other thing. So let's say elif or if s a is equal to Steve. So if L is equal to Steve, it's going to say print what are we going to tell this guy? Tell this guy access is granted for you. Access granted for you. Okay. Don't fail to put a comma here. It's very important. Okay, so this is going to print out this guy. Else you print incorrect password. Let's go ahead and save this guy. And let's go ahead and run password Steve. Access is granted for you, Steve. Okay. And let's create one more for this guy called GSteve. Copy. I love copy and paste. I don't know why. Paste. Else if s water GSteve. It's gonna say hello GSteve. Okay. Let's go ahead and save this guy. And let's go ahead and run this model. And then we have lots of things. Let me remove this guy. Yeah, I want to kill this guy. I have lots of things running there. Come on. Okay. So if I enter password, say, what's your name? Obama. Obama? Incorrect password. Yeah, that your Obama doesn't mean you're gonna enter yes. And I'm gonna enter Steve, George. Oh, come on. I've not run this guy, and I quickly run this guy again. Yeah. So Obama again. Incorrect password. Yeah, that is Obama. He has incorrect password. And I'm gonna run this guy again. And now I'm gonna put George. Welcome, George. You see, correct password. And I'm gonna run this guy again. I'm gonna put Steve. Access is granted for you, Steve. Yeah. I'm gonna run this guy again. Remember Steve and Steve. Hello, Steve. So guys, you can see we use if and we use else if. We also use elif. It's called elif because if you are from other programming languages and if done something else, you can see else if in other programming languages. It's not the same here in Python because most programming languages have else if, but Python have elif. So if you put else if, I'm sorry. Okay, so thank you very much and see you in the next tutorial. But before you go over there, I want to point out some things that you have to note before you go over there. You see this apostrophe here? Don't ever fail to put it. Not this one here, guys. I mean, this one here. Don't ever fail. Because if you fail, I'm sorry it's not going to work fine for you. And it's going to mess your work up. And at the end, you'll never be happy. Ask me why. Because you keep getting errors. Okay? And I don't want you to get errors in this program. So be very careful that after your else if, after your if, you can get an apostrophe, and after elif you get this, and after else you also get this.